explain about blockchain technology. Generally, we use third-party services like PhonePe, GPay, Paytm, etc. for making transactions. So, while using those websites, our transactions may go under processing, and accidentally double spending may happen. And sometimes we have to pay transaction fees for the services received. So, to overcome these problems, blockchain come into picture. Blockchain is a public decentralized distributed ledger technology which is used to record transactions across various computers connected in a network. And in a blockchain network, computers are grouped together, which are called nodes. And blockchain is a peer to peer network where there is no central authority, and every node in the network has equal priority, and every node has the digital ledger which is distributed. So, um, set of transactions is known as a block, and each block is linked to the previous one by its hash value. So, collection of nodes linked together is known as a blockchain. And because of this blockchain, the third party services for making transactions are eliminated. And once we created the block, then it cannot be modified. So if we want to update the transaction that is done, so we have to create a new block. So features of blockchain is immutable. So if we created a transaction, then we cannot modify it. So for that we need to create a new transaction or new node. And blockchain is decentralized. Blockchain doesn't have any central authority. Every node in the network is has equal priority. And blockchain follows consensus protocol. So if a node want to make any transaction, then the transaction has to validate it by every other node in the network. uh, there must be 2 by third majority voting for any transaction, so that the transaction will be successful. Then blockchain network is distributed. Every node in the network has the digital ledger with it, so that they can access it anytime. So because of these features, blockchain became versatile technology, and which it has applications in banking, finance, real estate, etc. And let's see how blockchain technology works. So when a node wants to make a transaction, then then it requests for a transaction. Then a block is created which represents the transaction. Then this block is sent to every other node in the network, which is for validation. And every node in the network has to validate the node created. Then if 2 by third majority is there for the block, then only the block will be created onto the blockchain network. So for validating, the other nodes will receive rewards or incentivizes. So this is how blockchain technology works.
And I'm going to explain you about the history of blockchain, which is the generations of blockchain. Here you can see all the generations and of the blockchain. The first generation of blockchain is from the year 2008 to 2013, which is the origin of Bitcoin. In 2009, the first app of blockchain, which is the Bitcoin, was introduced, and on 12 Jan 2009, the first blockchain transaction took place. The first generation of blockchain promised the transparency, immutability, accountability, and security in transactions. However, the protocols used heavy mining hardware and significant resources, leading to problems in scalability and speed. To date, Bitcoin is one of the most slowest cryptocurrency, taking about 10 minutes to confirm a transaction. So this is called the first generation of blockchain. Coming to the second generation of blockchain, which is from the year 2013 to 15, is the transaction with smart contracts. The second generation sought to overcome the limitations of Bitcoin. Thus emerged Ethereum in 2013 when it was realized that the initializing underlying technology for Bitcoin could be used for all kinds of block to blockchains and other general applications. It still used proof of work algorithm and had less than optimal speed. Though the Ethereum required lesser energy to maintain, there will be still concerns about future scalability. However, within the hosting of the smart contracts that made available new features and functionalities, Ethereum was the go-to blockchain for enterprise use. Smart contracts are written using the native Solidity scripting language. Smart contracts allow participants to transact with each other without a trusted central authority. Transaction records are immutable, verifiable, and securely distributed across the network, giving participants full ownership and visibility into transaction data. Transactions are sent from and received by user created Ethereum accounts. A sender must sign transaction and spend Ethereum's nativity cryptocurrency, as a cost of processing transaction on the network. This is the second generation of blockchain. The third generation of blockchain is the dApps, which is from the year 2015 to 2018. The third generation of blockchain aims to resolve fundamental flaws, including scalability, which means a blockchain can sustain mass adoption and not suffer problems like slow transaction time. This generation saw the arrival of Hyperledger from the Linux Foundation and the decentralized apps, which is the dApps of Ethereum. However, EOS has taken over the dApps market due to the scaling issues, but still inherent in the Ethereum platform. This is the third generation of blockchain. And coming to the fourth generation of blockchain, which is from the year 2018, that is the future. The blockchain technology's future appears to be optimistic, as many governments and organizations are investing heavily in innovations and applications. A significant innovation on the horizon is called the blockchain scaling. A scale blockchain is expected to accelerate the processing speeds without sacrificing the security significantly. This is the fourth generation of blockchain, and this is called the history of blockchain. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Vishnu. Let us discuss about smart contract deployment. Since from the explanation of my friend Kirtipriya, you have known about blockchain and its history, let us move to the new concept of deploying smart contracts using Remix ID. Know that blockchain mainly works based on smart contracts and its consensus. For smart contracts, we need an IDE, which is Remix ID. First, let us explore the Remix ID. Here we can check its home page. Here we have File Explorer, in which we can create new files or create new folders, or if we have any previous files, we can upload them or upload folder also. Here the files will be organized based like contracts, scripts, text, and artifacts. And we can also search for the files in this. After creating files or creating the Solidity contracts, we can compile them using Solidity compiler. Here, since we know we write mainly the Solidity compiler, here we can mention the Solidity versions and compile the Solidity code. After compiling, we can deploy them after specifying environment account if we have any to directly reflect this code into uh, your account, and gas limit will be given, or you can modify them. And here we can specify the values in four types: V, and Fini, Ether. We are selecting V here, and the smart contract will be here. We can deploy the smart contract by clicking on deploy, and after that we can also debug the code smart contract, and here we can also give plugins, and based on settings we can customize the Remix ID. Now, let us understand this with an example, smart contract, which is fee collector. First, let us discuss about the code of fee collector. If we check here, the first statement will be pragma solidity, which specifies the version of the solidity compiler. Here we are using 0.8.31. So we are specifying that version. And next, the solidity code is similar to Java. So in Java, we define classes using class keyword. Here we define contracts using contract keyword. Here a fee collector contract is defined. Since we know that Solidity code is similar to Java code, it is also consists of variables and functions. And here, if we check, we have two variables. One is owner, another one is balance. Owner is of type public, and owner is of scope public and type address, which stores the address. And balance is of scope public and uint type, which stores integer value. Uh, since these two are accessed outside the contract also, we are specifying these scopes are public. And here we have an constructor. In this constructor, we are assigning a value to owner, which is sender address. Sender is address is nothing but the account in which this solidity contract is deployed or smart contract is deployed. And if we check this, there is a function called receive, which is external and payable. Since we know that whenever a payable function is called, it costs or we need to pay some cost, which is of cryptocurrency. Since it is a platform based on Ethereum, so we are paying it is in Ether. Or this will be added to balance. For this balance withdraw, we are here we have a function called withdraw. This will this is the syntax and structure of the Solidity code or smart contract. To compile this, we can simply follow five steps. Find user Remix ID, create new file, and write a Solidity code. Next, you go to Solidity compiler. Here, we specify the compiler version based on our code. And next, we compiler our Solidity code. If it shows like this, then it has no errors. If we have any script related to your smart contract, you can run this also. Since here we don't have any scripts, we are going to deploy this. Now here we can specify environment and account if you have any. As I said in previous, we can specify the value also. Now I'm going to deploy this. After deploying this, you can see here a smart contract is created. Here we can see details about that. Here you can see status, transaction hash, block hash, block number, contract address, from to gas value software. So this is the details about the smart contract which we deploy now. So after deploying, if we go here, let us move this. Here we have deployed contract. This is the contract which we deploy now. So if we check this, it has functions withdraw, balance, owner, which are our variables and functions of our smart contract. If we click on balance, it will show, let us see, details about that. Since we have not specified any balance, it is not showing anything. If we select owner, it shows details about that. You can see like this. This is the process of deploying smart contract in Remix IDE. Thank you.